What's going on, guys? CardMechanic here, and today I'm going to be teaching you a fantastic self-working card trick. Let's do it. So quick disclaimer before we actually get into this trick. This trick does require to have at least 2 spectators, so it's going to be a little difficult for me to do with just myself, but I'm going to give it my best shot. So we'll start off by handing the deck over to any of the spectators and having them give the deck a shuffle. Now let's just say we have 2 spectators here, Spectator Bob and Spectator John. Alright, so let's say Bob gave the cards a shuffle, and now he has to deal off 13 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And as a performer, I tell them there's magic in the number 13. And you'll see as we get along with this trick. So now at this point, I instruct Bob to pick up all 13 cards and give off some cards to John, any random number of cards. As a performer, I have no idea how many cards these are. So now Bob's going to remember how many cards he has, and John is going to remember how many cards he has. So Bob has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that should give John 7 cards. And again, as a performer, I have no idea how many cards either of them have. So now we'll just put these piles back together. And now either of them are going to start dealing up cards face up. Bob is going to remember the 6th card, and John is going to remember the 7th card. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the card that Bob remembers. 7. That's the card that John remembers. And we'll just continue dealing until we're all the way done. So now at this point, we'll have either Bob or John deal the cards into 2 piles. Just like this. Okay. So now let's say we'll have John pick up the first pile, turn it face up, and then start dealing until he gets to his card. So just keep dealing, keep dealing, keep dealing. Right now John had the 4 of spades, so we're going to stop right there. The 4 of spades was in the 4th position. So that was John's card there. And now Bob is also going to go right to the 4th position, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and discover that there is his card. Now what's really crazy about this trick is that it actually involves 0 effort from the magician's or performer's standpoint. So this is known as the Magic 13 by Sam Schwartz, and it's a really great self-working card trick. So you can pretty much do it exactly how I showed in my performance. So I like to start off by having the spectator give the deck a shuffle. They can shuffle it pretty much however they want, it really doesn't matter. And then have them deal off 13 cards. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. And the rest of the deck can be put aside. Now let's just say we have spectator 1 and 2. It actually took me a lot of effort to remember Bob and John in my performance. So we're just going to go with spectator 1 and 2. Now that we have those 2 spectators, we hand the packet over, or either of those 2 spectators can take the packet and split it right in 2. So let's just say it was split. I think this is pretty much the same as last time. Let's just say spectator 1 has 4 cards and spectator 2 has 9 cards. Okay, so now you can have the spectators put the cards back together, and the only thing that the spectators have to remember is that 1 has 9 cards, or 1 has 4 cards, and 2 has 9 cards. That's really the only thing that has to be remembered. Okay, they can even shuffle up this packet if they want, just to give them more control of what's going on in the trick. So now at this point, you can instruct either of the spectators to start dealing off cards one at a time until they get to their number, and they're just going to remember the card at their number. So spectator 1 is going to remember this 4th card, the 7 of hearts, and spectator 2 is going to remember the 9th card, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 7 of hearts, 6 of diamonds, and then they're just going to continue dealing all the way through. So now at this point, you instruct either of the spectators to deal the cards into 2 piles. And from here, you want spectator 2 to actually pick up the cards, pick up the pile which has the most cards. So in this case, usually of course, always the packet that's being dealt to first will have the most cards. So spectator 2 will pick up the packet with more cards, and spectator 1 will be handed the other packet. Now, if you think you have well enough control over the spectators to guide them through this, you can have them take the packets themselves, but from my experience, I have messed up a couple of times where I had the spectator take their own packets, and that caused a lot of confusion. So if you don't feel comfortable doing that, hand the packets over to the spectators. So spectator 2 has the packet with more cards. He's going to turn the packet face up, that's key here, and start dealing till he gets to his card. Boom, 6 of diamonds, that was the 5th card. And you could have spectator 1 simultaneously deal. So what's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th card. So they're gonna deal face down this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're gonna take a look at it and they'll see that it's a card that they selected. So I hope you guys got something out of this video, because I know especially for beginners they get nervous about doing some performances. So this is a great card trick to start off with. And since you're here anyway, might as well just click on another video and keep watching. And I'll see you in that video.